Hello, I welcome you again to this video on remote job interview tips and tricks. The tips and the tricks on how to interview for remote job. My name is Dr. Olugbenga Adetitun and I'm your host on this YouTube channel. There is an increasing prevalence of remote job interviews all over. And the same way you prepare for the physical job interview, you need to prepare well for the remote job interview. Now, here are the remote job interview tips and tricks. Number one, prepare your tech setup. The importance of a stable internet connection cannot be overemphasized. You have to use a reliable device, and you have to test your audio and your video quality before you start the interview. Number two is that you need to choose the right environment. The significance of a quiet and well-lit space cannot be overemphasized. They want to hear your voice clearly. The interviewer wants to see your face clearly. So all these are what you need to do. Number three is that you have to dress professionally. That it is a remote job does not mean you will not dress well for the interview. Your dressing professionally is crucial even for remote interviews. So the best attire for male is blue t-shirt with suit or white t-shirt with black suit or dark suit, or also a suit that is dark and with tie. If your shirt is striped, your tie should be plain. If your shirt is plain, your tie should be striped, or it can be plain. Now, tip number four is that test your equipment in advance. There's a need for testing equipment before the interview. Test your camera angles, test your lighting, test your audio. Then you also need to familiarize yourself with the platform. The platform that you want to use for the interview must be tested by you before the interview. Common video interview platforms are Zoom, Skype, and many others. Now, number six is that you have to practice common interview questions. There's a book called Knock 'em Dead, Great Answers to Tough Interview Questions. I've used that book when I was searching for a job many years ago, and it detailed many things you need to know about the interview and the process and the answers you need to give. So the importance of practicing common interview questions cannot be overemphasized. Examples of a very critical interview question is, what is your weakness? What is your weakness? If you are asked about your weakness in an interview, they are not saying that you should say, okay, sometimes I oversleep, that I get to work late. That is not a good weakness. That is a bad weakness. In asking that question, let me give you an example of an answer. A good answer to that question of what is your weakness is that you can say, my weakness is that when I have an important task or when I have an important assignment before me, I forget to go to lunch. I forget to go for lunch because I'm engrossed in giving my best to get the task fulfilled. That is a positive response or a positive weakness. Tip number six on how to answer interview question is practice common interview questions. The importance of practicing common interview questions, I've said it before, cannot be emphasized. Number seven, showcase your remote work skills. The importance of showcasing skills relevant to remote work is very, very important. Now, if you say that you are a content writer what content have you written before? If you're a content writer or you write scripts for YouTube, do you yourself have a YouTube channel? If you are writing scripts for YouTube for others, then you should have a YouTube channel of your own. So now we are talking about showcase your remote work skills. Now let's assume that the skill that you want to sell or you are being interviewed for is that the skill of script writer for YouTube. Then in that case, you can show them your own YouTube channel and mention that you wrote your own scripts by yourself. Just like this script I am using now, I wrote it by myself. I researched it by myself. I put it together by myself. And here it is on my YouTube channel. Here am I using voiceover here. So if the interview is on somebody that will do voiceover, then I can use the link to this video and say this is what I've done. So if you need a voiceover, you can contact me and I'm going to help you and you're going to pay me. If you also need somebody to write your YouTube script for you or other writings, you can contact me. I'll be glad to help you and you are going to also be glad to pay me. Number 8 is that you have to be mindful of what? You have to be mindful of non-verbal clues. It's not everything that are going to be said. There's what is called the body language. So as you are being interviewed, watch your own body language, maintain eye contact and body language. The significance of nonverbal communication in video interviews and even in physical interviews cannot be overemphasized. So watch what the person interviewing you is saying. Also watch what the person interviewing you is not saying and know how to respond appropriately. Number 9, have relevant documents handy. They may want to ask you to show them some documents, and since an interview is remote also, you have it on your system or on your phone so that you can share the screen of the relevant document they're asking you per time and on time. So that is that. You have a digital copy of your resume and your portfolio, and then you show it when the opportunity arises. Now let's talk about follow-up etiquette. That is number 10. The importance of sending a thank you email cannot be overemphasized. So you can ask, when do you expect a response? So that, because after an interview, you are supposed to be contacted. So you ask, when are you going to contact me? And you ask other such questions. So these are the 10 points on remote job interview tips and tricks. If you have other tips and tricks, please drop it in the comment section below. If you have any question for me on this channel or on this very content or on other content, drop it in the comment section below and I'll be glad to respond. Please share the link of this video with your family and friends. I'm going to talk to you some other time. The next content we're going to talk about is the pros and cons of working remotely. Now, before then, this video that is popping up is a next you need to see.